Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be making an address sign. It's a box 2 inches deep, 10 inches wide, and 2 foot tall with legs on it. It's going to be stuck into the ground in the client's yard. It's also going to be lit from the inside with a cool white LED light and a diffused piece of white plastic in the front so that when the light exits the box through the address numbers, it comes out with a nice cool white diffusion instead of a more harsh raw light. So here's what we've cut out on the plasma machine. This is going to be the front. The rest of the pieces are all just flat plates. And we're going to go ahead and put the box together now. The first thing to do is chip and grind off all the dross and get the metal cleaned up and ready for welding. So for this sign, the customer wants to do an acid-washed finish, which will give the metal like a light surface rust that doesn't have much texture to it. It's very flat, but it looks kind of like rust. When you do an acid finish like that, any grind marks show up as a totally different color. So what I'm going to do is use the wire brush to give it a surface finish on the exterior faces that you'll see, and then do all my welding on the inside. So what I'm doing here is setting 3 bars that the back piece will sit on. So there is our address box. I'm going to take the whole thing apart now and clean it, and then acid wash it, put it back together, add the lights and add the plastic, and it'll be done. So what it gets there is just a wipe down with the acid solution to take off anything that was loose from the last coat. Let that dry in the sun, which is going to take a minute, and then I'm going to spray it down one more time. That looks perfect.
Yeah, I love it.
Is that too much rust?
No, it looks great.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, so this is all dry, hot. It's been wiped down just to get any of the scale off. Now I'm going to spray it down with water to neutralize the acid that's on it. Let that dry again, wipe it down one more time, and then it'll be ready for clear coat. So these signs are totally dry now. All the water's gone. All the acid's been neutralized. Any of the scale's been taken off. Sometimes you'll see some streaking, and the best thing to do to deal with that is actually just take your dry palm, or you can use a rag or paper towel, and just rub it in circles like this. Most of that streaking will lift, and any that doesn't get smudged to the point that you don't end up seeing it. The piece of plastic cut for this address box. I've installed it in the back and waterproofed everything with some black acrylic caulk. The black is used because it makes a nice light break so that light doesn't come into the side of the piece of plastic and give you hot spots of light within the box or within the face when you're looking at it. I think that all happened off camera though, because I didn't turn the camera on.
So there was a lot of background noise in the shop while I was filming this, so I'm just going to go ahead and voice over and explain what happened. Right here I'm pre-tinning the connections between this underground trenchable wire and the LED strip, and attaching them to each other. Now that that's done, I'll cut the LED strip to match the size I need. It is a waterproof strip. And peel off the little sticky back and attach it to the inside of the address box. I'm going to come back behind with some silicone to hold it down. The strip's already waterproof, but the silicone's there just to make sure it stays in place. And some black caulking right around the edge, which will form a light break so you don't have light leaks at the back of the sign. That caulking needs to be cleaned up before it dries, but it is just water cleanup, so you just clean it with a rag. And then all the screws that hold the back on get put back in place, and it is done and good to go. This sign was installed by the customer, so this is the end of my job here.